Hey, what's going on YouTube? In case you couldn't tell, I am Sam, and welcome to my channel, all Yu-Gi-Oh all the time. Today we're gonna be opening up a structure deck that has had a lot of effect on the meta, I think, or a decent amount rather. We've got the Order of the Spellcasters structure deck, and the thing I love that Konami has been doing with these structure decks lately is that if you look at this structure deck and the Salamangreat structure deck, especially the Salamangreat one actually, if you buy 3 of them, you've got a good chunk of a competitive meta deck. Salamangreat right now is one of the best competitive decks out there. This, you've got the Endymion Pendulum Monsters, and these are doing okay, you know, not as impactful as Salamangreat is on the meta. Salamangreat is like literally the best meta deck right now, Salamangreat and Orcust, along with Sky Strikers. So, but yeah, I mean, I think that's so cool that these structure decks are now able to be used, even like when the zombie structure deck came out, and I'll have a box opening for that too eventually. It was being used, and it's nice to know that, you know, these decks just basically aren't like a nostalgic kind of thing, or just something for like kids who don't really play meta at all, or something like that. It's just cool to see that they have relevancy in the competitive Yu-Gi-Oh world. So I know I'm a little late on this video, and I know I haven't uploaded a video. I know that in the beginning I said like I would try to do like a video a week, and that didn't really last too long, but you know, I got sick and then work got like crazy, and yeah, I just couldn't find the time. But now I'm back, everything's kind of like back to normal, everything's kind of died down. So hopefully I can, you know, start that one video a week thing. I really wanted to do this video earlier too, like it was on my mind, but I just didn't get the chance. But anyway, let's get right into this, man. I think this is a video that's long overdue, sorry about that, but I really want to open this product. It's pretty cool. Let's look at the back real quick. Break the spell. The Magical Masters of Structure Deck, Order of the Spellcasters, have transcended the need for physical forms and gained the ability to become spells themselves. Those pendulum monsters, man. As pendulum monsters, they can be played as either monsters or spell cards and have different abilities depending on which you choose. We've got, 37 common cards, 3 super rares, 2 ultra rares, 1 beginner's guide, and 1 double-sided deluxe game mat. Okay, and then you've got kind of like the deck listing here. Let's do it. So, I really like, you know, I've seen a lot of people kind of experimenting with this, mixing it with like Pendulum Edition, using the Mythical Beast engine. I think the Mythical Beast engine is like my favorite one. The boss monster in here is pretty strong. I think I want to buy 3 of these and, you know, kind of get some Mythical Beast. Yeah, we'll just leave that there. Engines going on and just kind of experiment with the engine. It's pretty cool. I'm not really too much of a fan of the Pendulum monsters usually, but I like these guys. I want to show you guys the mat here real quick. It's paper, of course. Pretty cool. You've got some of the Endymion boss monsters here. He looks ridiculously sick. Then you've got Daybreaker, the Magical Warrior, who's the new Link monster, but I don't know how usable he is. I don't think he's really that usable, but it's cool to see like older cards just kind of get new versions of themselves or whatever. And here, right from the jump, Endymion, the Mighty Master of Magic. If you look on the back, we got the little Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution promo, and I can't wait to buy that game. I'm gonna buy a Nintendo Switch specifically for that game. Like, I'm gonna buy a Nintendo Switch just for what? Zelda, Super Smash, Yu-Gi-Oh is what like really put me over the top when they announced the game, because I was like, oh my god, like that's crazy. It looks great too, so that's what like really convinced me, like, yo, I'm gonna need to Switch. And then the new Pokemon game is coming out just for Switch, so just some side gaming talk there. Let's see what this is. It's time to duel challenge. I'll do this. Over 9,000 cards. I think this will be really cool. What I hope they do, just to go on a different tangent with the with this game that's coming out, what I hope they do is that they continuously update the game so that new sets that come out will be available in game. And I think that's how you can keep the game relevant for like ever, honestly. That would be like super sick. And then along with, I'm not too sure if you have to pay for like to play online on Nintendo Switch, kind of like how you have to do with PlayStation and Xbox. I'm not too sure about that, but even if, you know, the downloadable content, even if the DLCs released for new sets in this game aren't free, maybe like $5-10, and then they're somehow like included in the game, that's so worth it. That would be amazing, because that keeps the game relevant if they continuously update it to match how the meta is, to match how Yu-Gi-Oh! In real life continuously updates. That's what would, I think, really push this game over the top and make it like a huge success. So hopefully this game is, you know, what I'm hoping it will be. And then we've got Duel Links here. Not too big a fan of Duel Links. I just can't mess with that speed duel format. Some people like it, but not for me. Anyway, so let's get into the best part here. We've got Endymion, the Mighty Master of Magic, and he looks incredible. Just to show you guys him, so cool, man, ridiculous. And then I have to read an effect as epic as this guy's. So his Pendulum effect, he's got the Pendulum scale of 8. You can remove 6 spell counters from your field, bring back the spell counter engine too. You can remove 6 spell counters from your field. Special summon this card from the Pendulum Zone. Then count the number of cards you control that can have a spell counter. Destroy up to that many cards on the field, so even on your field if you want, for whatever reason. And if you do, place spell counters on this card equal to the number of cards destroyed. You can only use this effect once per turn. That's pretty crazy. But then it gets crazier, because assuming you special summon this guy from the Pendulum Zone, now you get this effect. Once per turn, when a spell, trap card, or effect is activated, basically when anything is activated, quick effect, you can return one card you control with spell counter to the hand. And if you do, negate the activation. And if you do that, destroy it. So negate, destroyed, card goes back to your hand. Then you can place the same number of spell counters on this card that the returned card had. So you're never wasting your resources. You're always keeping your spell counters around. That's crazy. That's so crazy. While this card has a spell counter, so he's just gaining spell counters off negating cards and destroying them. And then while he has them, your opponent can't target him with card effects. Also, he can't be destroyed by card effects. When this card with a spell counter is just destroyed by battle, you can add one normal spell card from your deck to your hand. That's so ridiculously OP. That's so strong. I love this guy. I think that's really cool. I think he's just so sick. On multiple negations, so many uses, so many things he can do is just so cool. And then we've got the Reflection of Endymion, who's the other monster on the left on the game mat. And we'll read her real quick. Each time a spell card is activated, place one spell counter on this card. When that spell resolves, you can remove 3 spell counters from this card, special summon both this card from your Pendulum Zone and one monster from your hand that you can place a spell counter on. And if you do, place 1 spell counter on each. So when a spell card is activated, you place a spell card on him, then you remove 3 from him, special summon him, both this card from the Pendulum Zone and one monster from your hand that you can place a spell counter on. Special summon him, and then place a counter on him. That's crazy. You can only special summon one of these guys per turn. If this card is special summon, you can target one card your opponent controls and one card you control with a spell counter, except this card. Return that opponent's card and your card to the hand. Then place the same number of counters on this card that the return card had. When this card with the spell counter is destroyed by battle, you can add 1 Endymion card from your deck to your hand. I love these guys, Reflection and the Mighty Master of Magic, because they don't waste your spell counters by returning the cards to your hand. You negate, you destroy, you keep your spell counters around. That's amazing to me. Now for some of these super rares, we've got Spell Power Mastery. Add 1 Endymion card from your deck to your hand, then you can count the number of Spell Power Mastery and Spell Power Grasp, which was the older spell for the older Endymion card, who I think was like a warlock or something. So then you can count the number of Spell Power Mastery and Spell Power Grasp you control or have in your grave, and place that many spell counters among cards you control that you can place a spell counter on. Wow. Dormant Path, target one spellcaster effect monster in your grave, add it to your hand. Pretty good. Then we got Daybreak, the Shining Magical Warrior, who's, you know, kind of just like Breaker the Magical Warrior. Just kind of like 2.0 revamped as Link monster. He's got 2 arrows there. He's a Link 2 spellcaster monsters. If this card is Link summoned, place 1 spell counter on it. This card gains 300 attack for each spell counter on it. You can only activate each of the following effects once per turn. If a spellcaster monster is special summoned to a zone this card points to, place 1 spell counter on this card. You can remove 2 spell counters from this card, and then target 1 card in the field and destroy it. So he works good. It's probably easy to get those spell counters with him. I just don't feel like he's... I mean, you can experiment with him, but I don't know. We've got the Magister of Endymion, who's really good. We're not going to read any of the other cards, but just know that the Magister is essential to the deck, along with, of course, what is probably one of the other best cards in the deck, the Servant of Endymion. Very powerful. You absolutely have to have those. And this is the older Endymion. Oh, so he's not the Warlock. He's somebody else. Endymion, the Master Magician. And just kind of a little cool to see him here. We can kind of compare the arts, how he's like glowed up now in his pendulum form. Pretty cool. So we've got the Crusader of Endymion. It was a Gemini. I don't know how I feel about those. Defender, the Magical Knight. So now we've got some like just kind of other generic cards coming up here for a little bit. Defender. We've got Mythical Beast, Cerberus, Mythical Beast, Medusa, Magical Something. Magical Something. I like that. Magical Exemplar. Good card. Magical Abductor. Disenchanter, very generic, just spellcaster card. Apprentice Magician. I remember when Apprentice Magician was really good. Dark Magician of Chaos as a common here. That's pretty dang cool. Always love seeing Dark Magician of Chaos anywhere. Fairy Tale Luna. Alright. Summoner Monk. I feel like this card can be used somehow in the meta and never is. Summoner Monk, I feel like has a lot of use. Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. Cool. Magical Undertaker, Magician of Faith. I remember when Magician of Faith was a thing. And then Droll and Lockbird. So you get a hand trap here. You get a hand trap, guys, in a structure deck. And I know Droll and Lockbird isn't one of the more valuable or better hand traps. Probably one of the least used ones now. I mean, of the, like, what I consider the upper echelon ones. You know, Infinite Impermanence, Ash, the Ghost Sisters, Ghost Bell are obviously like more used. No material will probably be used, but it's still cool to see that you get a hand trap from a structure deck, guys. Like, guys, the structure deck is like $10 to $12. This is worth it. So, Endymion's Lab, continuous spell card here. Works with the Magical Citadel of Endymion right over there. Pretty cool. Spell Power Grasp, very good card. 2 of them. Arcane Barrier. Each time a face-up spellcaster monster on the field is destroyed, place 1 spell counter on this card. You can send this card and 1 face-up spellcaster monster you control to the grave. Draw 1 card for each spell counter that was on this card. Interesting. Spellbook of Secrets. Add one spellbook card from your deck to your hand except Spellbook of Secrets. Okay. Got the Spellbook of Power, Spellbook of Wisdom, Magical Blast. Interesting. I always thought Magical Blast just looked cool. Magical Dimension. I remember all the times Yugi used that to pull a fast one on Kaiba. Man. Terraforming. Love to see terraforming. Left Arm Offering. Pot of Desires. Guys. This card, when it was like an ultra or super or something like that, was priced ridiculously. It is now a common in a structure deck, guys. Like, what more can we ask for from a structure deck? Like this, along with the Salamangreat structure deck, guys. Incredible value here. Mythical Beast, Bestiomorph, Pitch Black Power Stone, Extra Buck. Each time a card is added to your extra deck, place one spell counter on this card. You can send this card with 3 spell counters to the grave. Draw 2 cards. Huh. Gaga Shield and Magician Circle. So guys, just to review this real quick, it's incredible. I would give this deck like a 10 out of 10 for sure. This is a very powerful deck, especially if you buy 3 of them, just kind of put them together. You've got a pretty decent deck, honestly. I've seen like some kind of like kind of ways to build budget decks. Like you can build a competitive deck like with 3 of these and like the Mythical Beast engine. I saw a video, I think it was like by Simo actually, where it's like $70 altogether, and then you've got a pretty decent deck, and that's cool. It's pretty powerful for a structure deck, like alone. Like if this deck were to battle other structure decks, it's hard to think of many that would beat them. It's just crazy to see the evolution of structure decks over time to the point where now they're carrying, you know, cards that can be used competitively, to the point where now they're carrying cards that were previously released as super ultra rare cards as common, such as Pot of Desires, which were extremely valuable at the time. It's crazy to see, you know, other useful cards coming in, like Terraforming. Yeah, guys, you've got some classic stuff in here. You've got Hand Traps, some classic stuff like Dark Magician of Chaos here. And then, what's it called? Magician of Faith. And then you've even got some like other interesting cards to experiment with, like Summoner Monk. So I just think that structure decks have come a long way. I love what they're doing with them, how they're becoming, you know, more competitive, more useful in the meta and making them more relevant, instead of just like basing them off like nostalgia. It's an overall great product, guys. I definitely recommend. Like I said, 10 out of 10, man. You can't go wrong with buying this product. Even if you just buy it for like, you just want the Hand Trap and Pot of Desires, like you get all these other cards for like $10. Like honestly, guys, it's great. Seriously, guys, it's great. It's gonna be great. But anyway, that's gonna do it for me for this video. I have a lot of like structure decks to open up, so I'll be doing that for a little while. I'm gonna try to get my hands on like a Dark Neostorm box. I don't know if I'm gonna do special edition or regular. We'll see, but stay tuned for that. Maybe I'll do one of each. Just depends on, you know, how finances are going and what time I have as well. But thank you guys so much for watching, man. I'm going to be more consistent from now on. I know that the consistency didn't last too long, but you can hopefully expect it from here on out, unless I suddenly get sick again or work suddenly gets ridiculous again, which I don't foresee in the near future. So once again, guys, thank you for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you want to, you know, see future videos from me, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And until next time, guys, see y'all.